Good morning. Well, I'm onto the shed build at last. Now, I have changed my plans slightly because originally I was going to put it here where the corrugated metal shed was, but since I've dug down to the concrete pad there, I realised that's not really suitable for building on. It is also far higher than the brick shed, so it needs to be dug down further. If I dig that down further, I'm so far below the soil level here that I think that's going to cause too many problems in the future. So instead, I've decided to build it over here. There's already a little bit of a level patch here. As I've been adding to that side there, I've got access to walk around it. I did a little bit of digging onto the hill here, and yeah, I've got a nice large area big enough to work on. Now, as you can see, I've got some spikes in the ground. That is where I'm going to be putting posts in. I'm going to build this as a floating shed. I'll explain more as I'm going along, but yeah, for now, let's start digging some holes. So, as expected, the first 10 minutes of digging was relatively easy, but the 2 hours that followed was a lot more challenging. But that is a good thing, because that means the posts on the left-hand side here went deep down into solid soil, so there's no chance of them shifting once they're put in permanently. The ones on the right-hand side, although the surface soil isn't as strong as I'd like, the bottom of those posts go into that solid soil as well, so there's no chance of them sinking, and they shouldn't shift sideways too much. Once I've built the shed, they're all going to be tied together, so by that point, there's no chance of them ever shifting. Now, I have secured the corner post over there. That is the highest point. The ground slightly slopes away to this corner here. So that is my reference point that I'm working from. I would like to get it a little bit deeper, but that was as deep as I could dig. I've put brick rubble around it to secure it. I've compacted that down in layers every couple of inches. I've then put the soil back as well, and somehow I managed to get more soil back into the hole than I dug out. So yeah, that's nice and secure. I'm not going to secure the others yet. I need to put the frame on so having a little bit of movement might be helpful, but the first thing I need to do is build the frame. So let's get that built. Right, well that's the frame in position and all the legs loosely bolted on. Now building this down in the garage and negotiating all the steps to get it up here might not have been the best idea because it is incredibly heavy, but there's nowhere flat up here to work, so it's difficult either way. But yeah, so my next task is to level all these posts off. So I'll start by doing this side here, getting them all straight and level and set in place. I'll then make sure this entire frame is square by measuring from corner to corner. I can then look at the row on this side and make sure that they're all level with the ones on this side and secure those all into place. So that's probably going to take me the rest of the day, so I'll pick this up tomorrow when hopefully the rest of my timber delivery should be turning up, and then we can carry on and finish this base off. Right, well that's the deck frame finished and it is lovely and sturdy. So the next step is to put a floor on top of this. So I've got some plywood that I'm going to be putting down. I'm not going to do that just yet though, because I'm not entirely sure how waterproof the ply is. It'll be fine for inside the shed, but I don't want to leave it exposed to the elements for a few weeks if I don't get the outside built. So next step is to start building the walls. Right, well I've hit a bit of a stalemate now. So I've got the timber delivery there ready to build the next two walls. I've got those two walls built, but with all this in here I haven't really got enough space to work. So idea was that I'd take those two walls up and get them out of my way. Problem is, because they're absolutely saturated where the wood's been stored outside, they weigh 65 kilograms each, which I can just about lift. Problem is, I've got to negotiate that set of steps with them. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to have to wait until somebody can give me a hand to manoeuvre those. If not, I'm going to have to work out how to cut them in half. So for now, I'm going to end this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe so you don't miss out the rest of the shed build, and I shall see you later.